Welcome to Manager League Training. Today we're going to go over adding and editing divisions. There are two ways to get to the division page. You can go to Setup, Teams, Divisions, or you can go to the little Edit button here on the division breakdown. That'll bring you over to your division list and your division editing page. So there's a couple sort options here in the beginning. You can sort by the division order, or you can also sort by division gender. The other option that we have up here is season type. We'll go over this when you add or edit your division, but basically you can see your divisions or filter your divisions based on the season type that's active. Your season type is actually set in your season. Currently, our spring 2014 season has a season type unassigned, but we have a couple season type that we've entered in the system specifically for different years. And when we change these items here, it'll actually show up only divisions that we have selected. The other option here is to add a division, as well as you'll see our divisions here. So first off, we can add a division. When we go into add a division, you're going to see the division name. Then you have the start and end. This is going to be based on your criteria. So this will be your start, end, and age, or it'll be your start and end grade. So you can come in here, say this division is from age 5 to age 7. We can place in the max number of registrants. So if this division will only accept 60 children into the division, put in 60 here. Otherwise, you can either leave it blank or put 0 if you want no limit. Right now we'll have 60. This is team size, so if you're actually doing team registration into the division, you can say you're only allowed to have 10 kids on your team. You can have 12 kids on your team, things like that. Also, you have max teams per division, so if there's teams registering in, you can say only 6 teams can register in this division. Right now, we'll leave those blank for, to allow as many as we want. Right now, we have gender. So if this division was only for males, say it was Division 1 for boys, we can put male in here. It'll only allow males. And then you also have female, or you can place both. So this is push the next division in an OR criteria. So basically any returning players that come here that have already been in this division, you can actually say I want to push them up to the next division and then put in which division will be next for them. It can also calculate the division. So if there's a division that they fall in the criteria, it'll calculate that division for them. So this will, if calculated division is selected, you can push to next calculated division. So again, you can set this option to yes. Division order is going to be the number in which the division will display. The higher the number, the lower on the list it'll show. The lower the number, the higher the list on it will show. Draft type, you can say open or blind. So if this draft is blind, then the players will not actually show. It'll just allow you to draft the players without seeing their names. Open, it'll display their names in the draft tool. Division code is just a simple fee if you have a specific code that, let's say, like Little League or the National Soccer Body or anything like that. If they give a code to the specific division, you can type this in here and that'll store it in so that you know which division this is associated to. You also have primary fee and secondary fee. These may display. These are for your umpires, so these are the base fees. So every umpire will be charged this primary fee and everybody will be charged this secondary fee who works this division. This can be kind of a blanket. You can also set those in the umpire or the officials options. Then you have team charge. So if there's a charge that you need to assess to anybody who registers for this division in team registration, you can put in the team charge in here as well as the team tax. You can also prevent non-team fees on team players. So that means if you have a team registration and also a separate registration, you can say I don't want the registration fees to apply to the players, but I do want the team fees to apply to the players. So now we have allow waitlist on max registration. So if we have 60 kids for our max registrants and number 61 wants to register, if we have this checked, it'll actually put the player on a wait list. So if another player drops out or if you decide to add another team, all those kids who are on the wait list can then be added onto the added into registration. Then we also have disabled. That'll disable the division from registration, so it won't be visible in the registration box. And then we have a new option here as our season type. Season type will allow us to assign this division to a specific season type. So if our spring season is set to a spring season type, this division will only show up for those seasons that have the spring season type. Otherwise, if we choose all, it'll show up for all of the season types that we've selected, and it'll also show up for any unassigned season types. We also have here the start date and end date for date of birth. This is an option to allow you to customize when your start and end is. So if your division doesn't necessarily fall on a full year, let's say your division's open for a 16-month age range, you can actually put in the start date that you want to allow and then the end date that you want to allow. So in here, this will kind of override any other configurations. You want to make sure that your start and end ages are open enough to allow that. So the age is still going to be calculated based on your cutoff date that's set in your league options, but you want to just open these up. So I always usually say if you're going to put in DOB start date and end date, just set your start and end to a wider range. So if we want 5 and 7-year-olds in here, we may want to say 3 and 9-year-olds, just to make sure we're open enough to accept anybody that falls within this date range based on our age calculation date. We also have here color. You can set the color. This is going to change the division color in the team edit screen. Then there's also some desired game options for the scheduler over here where you can say, we want to make sure that they play 2 games on Tuesday and things like that. The other thing you have here is constraints. This may or may not show up for you. It depends on whether or not you decided to use constraints. These are additional options where you can say, I want to qualify all players who are in the previous division of Minors A and they fall at a certain age, grade. Say all the players who are new players you want in this division or returning players. You can say, only male. You can also say for a certain time when that division will be open for registration. So this division will only be for any players who registered between the first month of registration. You can add those and then they will show up in your system. So once you're done, you can click Add Division. That'll add your division to the list. You can see ours will be near the bottom because we've added a order of 80. It's going to show up here above these disabled divisions. If you want to edit any of your divisions, you can click Edit here and it'll pull up your division and you can change any of the options that are there. When we're done, we can click Update Division. And then if we want to delete our division, so the division we put in, you can go down to the bottom here, click the Delete button. It'll make sure you want to delete it. Click OK, and that'll remove your division. That's it for editing and changing divisions. One thing I was going to go over as well is adding subdivisions. If you want to add subdivisions, go into Setup, Teams, and then Subdivisions. This will show our list of subdivisions. It's a real easy screen. Basically, you go to Add Subdivision. You can type in the name. And you can type in, you put in the level that you wanted to associate to. So now there's a subdivision in Rookies 1, and you want the order. Again, this is just the order that it's going to display of 2. Add the subdivision, and now you'll see it in the list. You can come in here, and you can edit it. You can adjust it. So we have our NLS here. You can click Edit, Adjust. Say we put it in the wrong division. You can update it here, or you can delete the division. So if you click Delete, and click OK, it'll delete that subdivision. That's it for subdivisions. If you need to edit or adjust any of these, again, you just go to Setup, Teams, Divisions, or Subdivision. Both of them are located in here. Stay tuned for more tutorial videos, and thank you for using Manager League.